So yes, please clean your room. Also, when it comes to laundry, set a timer for your laundry, because if your stuff is left in the dryer, somebody will more than likely take your stuff out the dryer and leave it on top of the dryer machine. So set a timer. Now, me personally, I was a morning bird and I always went to the gym like at 6 a.m. So I was up doing my laundry at 5 in the morning when it was free, because I just didn't like having to, like, in between classes or like during the day, like come up and downstairs to do laundry. I'd rather do it when everybody sleeps. So there's that. Next, get creative with food. So like for me, I know a lot of people like eat ramen, but you get tired of eating ramen, y'all, like for real. Me, my go-to meal was rice and beans. Like, get you some rice, get you some black beans. I love me some black beans, red beans, like anything. So I always would make rice and beans. I love popcorn, so I'm a popcorn girl. Now, as far as the whole air fryer toaster situation, just like the candles and incense, that's up to your discretion, but don't let them find it, because if they find it, you're either getting fined, you're getting a strike, something. So yeah, there's that. Also, you can get like microwavable cereal sandwiches, because I know for FAMU, the cap hours are weird, especially for the hub. So if you stay in towers like I did, the hub is closed Fridays after like 2 p.m. So you basically gotta go hungry the rest of the day, or you gotta walk a mile up to Top Calf. And then the hub is also closed on the weekends. So yeah, so usually like Fridays and the weekends, you're gonna have to come up with something to eat, or you're gonna have to take yourself to the other side of campus to get some food. Never stop applying for scholarships. This is probably the most important, y'all. I don't care if your whole thing is paid for, you still need to be applying for scholarships, because it's literally free money. Like, always apply for scholarships. And the ones I suggest, which I literally have a scholarship video, so if you haven't watched my scholarship video, definitely watch that video. But also, if y'all want a more up-to-date scholarship video, leave a comment and I'll try and work on that for y'all. But y'all, apply for scholarships. Specifically for me, Thurgood Marshall College Fund has paid my way through FAMU thus far. When FAMU took my scholarship away, Thurgood Marshall said, "Hey, India, we're gonna pay for your whole next year and then some." So please apply for Thurgood Marshall, UNCF, like all that stuff. If you are going to an HBCU, apply to those, because you can literally apply to like 30 of them at one time. Now it's not guaranteed that you're gonna get them, but I personally won 3 Thurgood Marshall scholarships thus far, praying that I will receive another one for this upcoming year. But just keep applying, because something is going to give. Next, learn email etiquette. So that is inclusive but not limited to giving a greeting. So please do not send emails like you're texting. So do not say, "Hey, when is class due?" or "I'm not gonna make class," or "Why did you give me a 0?" Like, no. Learn to have some email etiquette, because these professors, it's their job to teach you, but they don't have to be nice. They don't have to be respectful. They don't have to do all that. So if you're being rude to them, like, why would you do that? Like, just don't. So make sure you're putting in a greeting. So like, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Make sure you put a closing. So like, best regards, best, thank you, looking forward to hearing from you, like stuff like that. Make sure you have email etiquette, because regardless of what your major is, you're trying to become a professional. So whether that's a professional in education, in business, in journalism, in science, STEM, anything, you're trying to become a professional. Professionals know how to write an email. So learn email etiquette, please. With that, make sure you start CCing, BCCing some people. Now, if you're dealing with financial aid, now that's one thing. If you're dealing with financial aid housing, always be respectful when you go up to them, because I promise you, they had a day, so they already got an attitude. So make sure you're nice, because if you're rude to them, they just not gonna want to help you. So always like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, thank you. Like, make sure you say thank you. Like, I promise you, they recognize when people are being respectful. You may not want to be, because I promise you, especially with that scholarship office, I done had my times, but just try and remain as respectful as you can. But when you're dealing with those offices, don't be afraid to CC and BCC people. One thing about me, I'm a carbon copy and blind carbon copy. They boss's boss, boss's boss, and all they colleagues. So they know that I'm serious and I I need my response within a timely manner. Which leads into my next tip. Make sure you are being consistent. Make sure you're being intentional. Make sure you're being firm when it comes to communicating with different offices. Administration, housing, financial aid, scholarship, registrar, all of those offices. Make sure, don't be afraid to follow up. Don't be afraid to follow up on your follow-up. Don't be afraid to walk up to their office, knock on their door and ask to see them. Don't be afraid to, you know, whatever. Literally, you have to be consistent, because a lot of the times you're going to send them an email and it's going to get lost in translation. You're not going to receive a response. So make sure you follow up. And then my personal advice is, after 2 follow-ups, or after you follow up, okay, you sent the email, they didn't reply. You followed up, they didn't reply. Go see them. So go see them in person. Now, I would personally wait at least 3 days before you follow up, because a lot of times they do have a lot of emails to go through. So after 3 days, if you don't receive a response, follow up with another email. After 3 days, if you don't receive a response, go see them in person. Next, learn how to build, update a resume and a cover letter. If you don't have a resume and a cover letter, make one. If you don't know how to make a resume or a cover letter, there are offices that can help you with that. So I know we have, I don't know the actual name of it at FAM, but we have like a career readiness center. And then there should be one specific to each major within their departments, or at least I know there is one for SBI. I don't know if there's one for J School, but like I already have a resume. But even like professors, like people will be willing to help you if you reach out and if you take initiative and, you know, ask for help. So, you definitely want to have a resume. Now for SBI students, that's ingrained into your actual curriculum. So you're gonna learn how to make a resume, how to make a cover letter, but there are some majors where that's not a part of your curriculum. So it's upon you to make your own resume, learn what to include, what not to include. If y'all want a video on that, let me know, drop it in the comments and I'll make one for y'all. But learn how to make a resume and a cover letter, because you are going to need it as you are applying for different internships, different opportunities, as you're applying for scholarships. You're gonna need a resume and a cover letter, and you don't want it to be filled with a whole bunch of high school stuff. So there's that. Next, take advantage of opportunities on campus, especially when it has to do with career building. So that could be inclusive of, but not limited to, workshops, career expos, business and organization pop-ups, networking events, case competitions. Y'all, there is so much that takes place on FAMU's campus, and a lot of people don't take advantage of it. My 2 internships, the internship I had after my freshman year, the internship I currently have, were both as a result of me taking initiative and going to places. So I was always a student. I went to the networking mixers, I went to the career expos, and my first internship at Stillcase was sitting outside of the School of Business. I went to talk to them. Boom, I ended up getting an internship. Wakati, I ended up competing in a case competition that SBI hosts every single year. Boom, got an internship from like literally participate, like take initiative, show up to these events, because people are, you might not think, but people are watching you. If there's a professor that sees that you're at all of these events, and you know, they might not be your professor, but they might know your professor. They might be like, hey, like I see her here all the time. I have an opportunity. Can you let her know to come speak to me? Like, people are watching. You might not be thinking people are watching, but they're watching. So please take advantage of all of the opportunities that your college provides. A lot of people complain about not having an internship, but they're not doing anything to get an internship. Now, I will be making an internship video. So if y'all have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section. You know, I'll get that out to y'all. But yes, please take initiative. That's literally what, if you don't take initiative in college, you're not gonna be successful. Next, create personable relationships with your mentors and professors. So this kind of goes hand in hand with what I just said. They will literally look out for you. If you have a professor and like after the first meeting, like you don't talk to them at all, or like you just show up to class and leave, now you can't ask that professor for a recommendation letter because they barely know you. You can't really, like, if you don't communicate, if you don't take the first step in trying to build a relationship with your professors, they can't look out for you. And it's not their job to look out for you, but a lot of professors are willing to look out for students that they see have a drive for something. So like for me, one of my hardest professors, the only professor I ever received a B from, is probably one of the professors that looks out for me the most. literally, she was the hardest professor I have ever had. She was hardcore. She's in J school, and J school students, y'all probably know who I'm talking about. She gave me a B, y'all, and I'm an A student, so I literally, like, I cried over her class a million times. But she literally looks out. She sends me so many opportunities that are taking place. She sends me scholarship opportunities, internship opportunities, events that are taking, like, she sends me everything because she knows. And she also wrote me a recommendation letter because she saw that I was very passionate about being successful in her class. If you don't show that passion, if you don't reach out to your professors, if you don't go to their office hours when you need help, they're not gonna look out for you. So make sure, you know, you take that initiative again and build a relationship with your professors. Next, stay organized. So whatever staying organized looks like for you, if that's a planner, whatever that is, please learn how to stay organized. Now for me, planners usually don't work. I'll buy a planner and then I'll write in it for the aesthetic, and then I don't use it. What works for me is making a daily to-do list. So that daily to-do list will have every single assignment I need to get done, every single meeting I have and what time I have it, and I can physically check it off. I literally, every single day, I write a daily to-do list so that I know what I need to do personally. You could also set alarms on your phone. You could use apps on your phone. Just learn how to stay organized, because you're gonna get to a place, especially if you're a student leader on campus, where you have back-to-back days. So you have class, then you have office hours, then you have meetings, then you have homework, then you have another assignment, then you have work. Like, you're gonna need something that can help you stay organized. So just learn what works for you, which is going to take me into my next point. I'm telling y'all, I'm dropping gems in this video. I might have to break it up into 2 separate videos, but I hope you're taking notes. Please learn what type of learner you are. College, yes, you are going to have a professor whose job is to teach you. But, you know, I feel like teaching and learning are 2 different things. So I can teach you, but you might not be learning. You might not be retaining the information that I'm putting out there. And a lot of the times that's what happens in college, is that a professor only does PowerPoint presentations, or a professor only does lectures, a professor only does hands-on activities, but that's not how you learn. So you're not retaining the information, and now you want to blame it on the professor. It happens. I promise you, it's happened to everybody, where they have a professor and all the professor does is go straight from the textbook, or they don't use the textbook at all, or their quizzes don't look like their tests. Like, I promise you, we've all been there, but at the end of the day, it's your grade, it's your transcript, and it's your education. So you have to take the initiative to get a tutor, to go to their office hours, to rewrite your notes, to do group study or individual study. You have to take that time to go to the library, to go to the coffee shop, like whatever it is. This is your education, and the only person that's in control of whether or not you're learning information is you. So again, take the initiative, take that, you know, initiative, and find importance in your education and actually retaining information. Because, you know, high school was cute. You might not have needed all that information for your career, but whatever you're learning, you know, like once you get past, you know, them general ed classes, you gonna need this for your career. And I don't want no doctor or no lawyer that was using Socratic on all their quizzes and tests. So please go to their office hours, because I promise you, office hours is literally how I got through business calculus. Now, I'm not a business administration major no more, but I got an A in that business calculus class because I was at that man's office hours every single week working on homework problems and prepping for his exams. So please, 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 if you need help, seek now instead of later. You don't want to look back and be like, dang, it's the last week of school, I got a C, but I really need a B. Like, you don't want to be in that position. So also take advantage of any extra credit opportunities up front, because it's going to get to a point, you might have a test or a quiz where you're like, dang, I didn't do too good. If they give you extra credit at the beginning of the semester, do it. Because a lot of professors either don't do extra credit, or you'll get to the end and they don't care because they already gave you those opportunities. So again, take advantage of all those opportunities. Oh, next. Along with learning what type of learner you are, know that there are going to be I'm not gonna say millions, that's definitely a stretch. There are going to be a ton of group projects and group assignments that you have to work on. I hate group projects. I well, I don't want to say I hate group projects, but a lot of times in college you have a group project and somebody don't hold their weight. And you, please don't be that person. Like, please just do your work. Just do your work. But get used to having to work in groups. Get used to not knowing who's in your group or not being able to choose your groups. Yeah, like I know one of my PR classes, that entire class, everything we did were group assignments. And a lot of the time you can't escape group assignments in college, so just get used to it. And then also know and understand if you're a group study type of person or if you're individual. Me, I can't study in groups. Like, I don't want to study in a group. I don't want to go with my friends to the library because I know if I do, I'm not getting any work done. So I'm the type, I have to go by myself. I have to study by myself. I have to figure it out by myself. Now, yes, I can help you, but I don't think you can really help me, if that makes sense. So like, if I know the information, I'm more than willing to help somebody, you know, learn the information, but I can't do group study where we're helping each other. Like, it just doesn't work for me. So know if you're that type of person, because you will save yourself a whole bunch of time versus trying to go to the library. I don't know how many times I done went to the library with my friends and we supposed to be getting work done and nothing got done. Like, every time I went after a certain point, I would have to go on a different floor because no work would be getting done when we go to the library. Next, understand this ain't high school. I think I already touched on this. This is not high school, and the information that you're learning needs to be retained for your future life. So I'm not even gonna keep going into that. Next, don't be messy. Don't be fighting. Leave the drama at home. You are grown, which means you getting arrested, sweetheart. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't getting arrested. I don't like drama anyway. I don't be in drama. But just a lot of the times it has to do with relationship drama. So if you leave the whole relationship thing alone, you won't have them type of issues. But some people don't understand that. But yeah, we too old to be fighting. We too old to be having that type of drama. Like, be grown, talk face to face. And if that ain't an issue, if that ain't like helping things, agree to disagree. Like, just don't be out here fighting, because that's a bad look on you. That's a bad look on FAMU. That's a bad look on any organization you're in. And like I said before, even when you don't think somebody's watching you, you're being watched. Especially if you're in an organization or if you play a sport or anything of that sort. If you're a student leader, you're being watched. So act accordingly. Next, know if you're a morning or afternoon person. So I'm a morning person. Like I said, I will wake up in the morning at like 5 in the morning, go to the gym. Me personally, I want that 8 a.m., that 9 a.m., and that 10 a.m. so I can be done by 11 a.m. A lot of people want that 11 through 2 p.m., classes. And a lot of people want that 2 to 5 p.m. classes. Me, don't give me no afternoon class. My brain shuts off after 2 p.m. And I don't know how I'm going to make it next year because none of my classes start till like 1. But know if you are a morning or an afternoon person, so that way when you have the chance to schedule, or if you have multiple options for your schedule, you know which ones to pick. If you know you can't wake up, don't choose an 8 a.m. class, because I promise you, you barely gonna make it, sweetheart. Next, rate my professor. Y'all, if somebody says that this professor was terrible, they probably were. Now, sometimes people be exaggerating, or people don't, put in effort for certain classes. But it's really up to you if you want to take that professor. But please use rate my professor. See what they say. See how recent the ratings are. And if you have the option between 2 professors, well, that's when you should use it. If you have the option between 2 professors, use rate my professor. Or if you have the option between taking another class, in the case that you don't want to take that professor, use it. Next, take advantage of tutoring and office hours. I already spoke on this. It's literally there to help you. We have tutors on campus. We have writing workshops, math workshops on campus. Use those resources, because I promise you there's going to be a time point where you have an essay due, where you have a math exam you have to take, where you need help before a regular exam from one of your classes. Go to your professor's office hours. A lot of the times when they see you putting in that effort, they might be willing to help you more, or give you some tips for the exam or something. Like, just make sure you show up. Also goes into homecoming week. A lot of times people skip class during homecoming week, and a lot of times professors, now if you're a professor and you don't cancel during that weekend, and you kind of trifling. But like I have professors that were scheduling exams homecoming week. Make sure you take your butt to class. And a lot of the times, some professors are giving extra credit to students that show up to class during homecoming week. Do what you want with that information. Next, be safe. And I don't condone underage drinking, but please be responsible if you are deciding to drink. Don't mix dark and light, especially when you are out. So when you're out in public and you're not like, well, no, I'm not gonna say that, but when you're out in public, so you're not in your dorm and you have to take some sort of mode of transportation to get to wherever you're going, mixing dark and light is something that you don't want to do. Come and leave with the same people. So if you came with your homegirl, you leaving with your homegirl. You know, some people be trying to go home with people. I don't play that. Like, or at least if it's 2 people. So I typically suggest that you go out more than one other person. But please come and leave with the same people that you came and left with. Next, you don't have to drink to have fun. A lot of people think you have to be drunk to have fun. That's not the case. You can go out and not drink liquor. Like, if you're not somebody that drinks, don't let people peer pressure you into drinking. Don't let people peer pressure you into smoking. Don't let people peer pressure you into being a part of an organization, having sex, like you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. So please, you know, don't succumb to peer pressure. Next, that was literally my next point. Don't let someone or their actions influence you to do something you aren't comfortable with. But with that, get out your comfort zone. Now, that's not the same context. That's not the same context. But it's not until you get out of your comfort zone that you can start making new experiences, meet new people, do new things. Like, every time I've left something, I've had the best time of my life. When I went to Michigan after my first year, which I'm going to make an internship video, I had the time of my life. I was halfway across the United States in a state by myself doing an internship, but I had the time of my life. Then I left home to come to FAMU, had the time of my life. Like, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's when you're gonna see the greatest change. Next, this is my last one. You are here for a good time, not a long time. Now, this could be taken in 2 totally different ways, but the meaning that I am trying to get across here is to make the most out of your experience, because I'm telling you right now, your freshman year is gonna go by so fast. In the blink of an eye, the first semester is gonna be done, and then the next blink, spring semester gonna be done. I feel like I just got to college and now I'm a senior. If that doesn't tell you anything, please make the most out of your experience. Like, please do not, like, take advantage of opportunities. Go places, do things. Like, you don't want to spend your entire time in college in your room. Now, I get some people are introverts and some people just aren't comfortable with, you know, doing different things, but try and do something, whether that's join an organization that can help you meet other people, that can help you make those experiences, get out of your comfort zone. Like, we have an outside or like a green club that be going hiking, that be doing mountain climb, like, they be doing all types of stuff. Like, just do stuff that can help you get out of your comfort zone, make new experiences. Like, do something for the first time. Go horseback riding, go hiking, go fishing, go canoeing. Like, do something. Then nothing compares to freshman year. It's gonna go by fast. And don't be stupid, but live with no regrets. So you don't want to look back on your experience and be like, dang, I wish I would have went out more. I wish I would have did this. Like, you don't want to look back and say that, but you also don't want to be, you know, doing just anything. So, you know, always look at everything with a safety and precaution eye, but take advantage of as many things as you can. And yeah, you know, this was long. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the video in half and just upload them both the same day so that y'all can see part 1 and part 2. But yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. I have so many videos. I'm gonna do an out of state video, internship video, changing my major video, and I feel like there's one other one that I can't really think of. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know if y'all have any more questions. Feel free to DM me on Instagram if y'all have any specific questions or anything, you know. If you're coming to FAMU, congrats. Welcome, baby rattlers. So excited to see y'all. If y'all ever see me on campus, you know, definitely say what's up. I kind of have RBF, but I promise I'm so nice. The minute you say something, I'ma smile. So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Sorry this was so long. I'm gonna try and get this out today. Y'all have a good one. See y'all in the next one.